In a world where geopolitical tensions constantly simmer beneath the surface, the latest developments between India and Pakistan have captured global attention. The long-standing conflict between these two nuclear-armed neighbors has once again flared up, with a series of missile strikes, retaliatory actions, and diplomatic exchanges that threaten to escalate into a more significant confrontation. Over the past few weeks, the Indian subcontinent has been the stage for a dramatic series of events that have sparked widespread concern and debate about the potential for a deeper conflict. The current crisis traces its roots back to a tragic incident on April 22nd, when a bomb exploded near Palaham, a popular tourist destination in Indian-administered Kashmir, killing at least 26 people, predominantly Hindu Indian tourists. This attack shocked the nation, not only due to its high death toll, but also because it targeted civilians rather than military forces. The impact of this attack was profound, shaking the Indian government and public alike. The region's chief minister described it as much larger than anything we've seen directed at civilians in recent years, underscoring the gravity of the situation. In the wake of this tragedy, the Indian government pledged a decisive response to those responsible for this heinous act. However, the identity of the perpetrators remains shrouded in mystery. Initially, a relatively obscure Kashmir separatist group, the Resistance Front, TRF, claimed responsibility for the attack online. India views TRF as an offshoot or front for the Pakistan-based militant group Lashkar-e-Taiba, known for its aim to bring Indian-administered Kashmir under Pakistani control. Lashkar-e-Taiba has a notorious history, having orchestrated the 2008 Mumbai attacks that resulted in the deaths of 175 people. Yet in a surprising turn of events, TRF later retracted its claim, citing a cyber intrusion as the cause of its initial statement. Despite this retraction, India remains steadfast in its accusation that Pakistan is complicit in supporting cross-border terrorism, a charge that Pakistan vehemently denies. In response to the attack, India took a series of diplomatic and economic measures against Pakistan. These actions included downgrading diplomatic ties, canceling visas, shutting down the main border crossing, expelling diplomats, and, perhaps most significantly, suspending the 1960 Indus Waters Treaty. This treaty, a long-standing agreement regulating the sharing of water from the Indus River and its tributaries, is crucial for agricultural irrigation and hydropower in Pakistan. The suspension of this treaty represents a significant escalation in the ongoing tensions between the two nations. With diplomatic relations at an all-time low, the question on everyone's mind was whether India would resort to military action against Pakistan. This question was answered on May 7th, when India launched Operation Sindoor, a series of missile strikes targeting locations in Pakistani-controlled Kashmir in Pakistan's Punjab province. The Indian military described these strikes as preemptive and precautionary, aimed at sites associated with the Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba militant groups. India insisted that no Pakistani military, civilian, or economic facilities were targeted. However, Pakistan disputed these claims, asserting that the strikes hit civilian areas and mosques, resulting in the deaths of at least 26 civilians and injuring 46 others. One of the most controversial strikes occurred in the Pakistani city of Bahawalpur, where the Subhan Mosque was hit. The Associated Press reported that this mosque is located near a seminary that once served as the central office for the Jaish-e-Mohammed group. Pakistani officials stated that Jaish-e-Mohammed has not had an operational presence at the site since the group was outlawed in 2002. In response to the strikes, Pakistan's Prime Minister, Shehbaz Sharif, declared that Pakistan has every right to respond robustly to what he termed an act of war by India. As tensions continued to escalate, Pakistan retaliated by shelling across the line of control, the de facto border between Pakistani-administered and Indian-administered Kashmir. According to Indian authorities, at least 10 civilians were killed and 48 were injured in the shelling. Furthermore, Pakistan claimed to have shot down 5 Indian fighter jets, including several French-made Rafales, which are considered the pride of the Indian Air Force. While these claims remain unverified, local government sources in Indian-administered Kashmir reported that 3 fighter jets had indeed crashed in the territory, with footage of crash sites and debris circulating online. The current situation raises the critical question of what might happen next. There are 2 potential outcomes to consider. The first scenario involves limited violence, with both countries engaging in retaliatory strikes, but ultimately opting for diplomacy to de-escalate tensions. This would mirror the events of 2019, when a similar pattern of attacks and responses occurred, ultimately leading to a cooling of hostilities. In this scenario, both nations could claim to have defended their honor, recognizing that a broader conflict is not in their best interest. The second scenario, however, is far more concerning. It envisions a broader military conflict between India and Pakistan, with potentially devastating consequences. Analysts note that the anger between the two countries may be more pronounced this time, given the civilian nature of the initial terror attack and the scale of India's military response. The reported death toll from recent strikes and shelling is already higher than in 2019, fueling fears of further escalation. Any military conflict, even a non-nuclear one, would have significant repercussions, with the people of Kashmir bearing the brunt of the violence. The ramifications would extend beyond the region, affecting the broader neighborhood and the international community. De-escalation is undoubtedly the outcome that the world hopes for, as no one stands to benefit from a full-scale conflict between two nuclear-armed neighbors. The international community, including China, Russia, the United States, the United Nations, and European countries, has called for restraint and a peaceful resolution to this crisis. The complexity and nuance of this situation require careful consideration, as the stakes are incredibly high. As global citizens, it's crucial to stay informed about these developments and critically assess the information we receive. In this era of information overload, where biases can cloud our understanding of events, platforms like Ground News provide valuable tools for navigating the media landscape. Ground News offers a unique perspective by highlighting the political biases, factuality, and ownership of news sources, helping consumers make informed decisions. With features like the blind spot feed, Ground News encourages readers to break out of their media bubbles and explore different viewpoints. As we continue to monitor this unfolding crisis, we encourage you to share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. How do you perceive the actions of India and Pakistan, and what do you believe is the best path forward for both nations? Your insights and perspectives are invaluable in fostering meaningful discussions about this critical issue. If you find our analysis informative, consider subscribing to our channel for more in-depth coverage of global events. Don't forget to like and comment on this video to support our efforts in bringing you balanced and comprehensive news analysis.